let's talk sound frequency. I think I've touched on this a little bit before. Sound affects your environment. I touched on it with music, I believe. There are frequencies you can use to shift your vibration. Now, it's very important if you decide to use frequencies to understand what you're using. My friends and I, we really only recommend solfeggio tones. I work with somebody who's very, very adamant about sound, knows a lot about it. And solfeggio are ancient tones that are trusted throughout history because we also have sounds that are being created that don't have a lot of track record, frequencies that are being used and developed and in research. It's up to you if you want to use them, but try to go with the more trusted stuff so that you are not you're not an experimental guinea pig, so to speak. Sound affects your body, it affects your spiritual body because it forces your vibration to become the vibration of the environment, to become that vibration. So if you play sound, if you need to work on like your heart space, 639 hertz, and you're playing 639 hertz solfeggio tones, it forces your body and your heart to expand, to open, so that it is at that frequency. And then you can listen to higher frequencies to keep everything aligned once you're aligned and flowing, to put you into a higher state of being. You can use sound to manifest, you can use sound to heal, you can use sound for all kinds of things. Earlier I talked about water and salt baths. You can put sound frequencies beside the bath, play them, and it'll shift the vibration of the bath water to that sound. So if you're working on your heart or any of your other chakras, you can play the solfeggio frequency related to that to help open that while you're in the bathtub. You can use it to heal things. I used it recently to heal a cyst. I found a sound I felt comfortable using. I put it on my back. It's a cyst it was a type of cyst that normally you'd have to go and have a doctor slice it open, drain it, pull it out. I used a combination of sound and other things to eliminate it. It's gone, disappeared, not there anymore. Just by shifting my mind using sound and doing those types of things, it can heal. So there are frequencies we can use to force our body into alignment, into a state of healthy being. Now, figuring out which frequency to use, that's the tricky part, because we're still recovering, I don't want to say discovering, recovering the knowledge of sound that has been lost, because we can use sound to heal. If you have cancer, sound could be used to help you heal. If you have thyroid issues, if you have heart issues, if you have other issues, it can be used to help you heal. Now again, as I always say, if you have a physical ailment and need to see a doctor, always go see your medical professional, whoever that is. But understand that sound can help heal you through that process. Sound forces your body to hit that frequency, to rise to that frequency. And it has to put itself in the state of that frequency, which when you're doing healing means the unhealed energies, the energies that are lower vibrational, the energies that are out of alignment, they can't exist there. So for like me, it was like my body was forcing the cyst out, was forcing. All of a sudden, I felt the sound on my back. I had it on my back. I felt it pierce, electrifying. It like crawled across my skin. And it was almost like my body was forcing this thing out that I had had problems with previously. And everything I researched was like, go to a dermatologist, have them cut it out. Everything. They're going to cut it out. I didn't want to do that. First of all, I didn't want to pay for it. I don't like supporting the standard medical practice. But also I didn't want to be cut into. That was the most important thing. we should do everything we can before that knife hits. Because once that knife hits, it changes the game. Because then you rely on doctors and other things to heal that wound. But sound is a preventative measure. It's a measure of, can I heal myself before I have to go to somebody who is a surgeon, for example? And I really think that as time goes on, as we work more with sound and frequency in diet and exercise and all these other things, that there will be a time where our medical system collapses because people are able to keep themselves healthy without the need to see a doctor. And part of that is going to deal with sound. Now, doctors will still exist. You break a bone, guess what? You got to have it set. You got to go see somebody who can cut in and set the bone and do everything. There may be a time where we grow beyond that, but in the near future, I see us using diet, sound, and other things to heal ourselves before somebody cuts into us, which means the medical community won't have all the sick people because we'll be able to heal ourselves for the most part. So sound is very important in that. It's very important because, like I said, it forces your vibration to hit a frequency that forces the negative, lower energies that are unhealed to either heal themselves or be removed from your body. And when it comes to chakras and different things, it forces them to open, which can also mean forcing you to confront your trauma, to release, to cry, to do those types of things. When it comes to your home, they can protect you. You can play sound to force the vibration of your home to be certain vibrations. Everything has to match. The vibration of the environment has to shift to become that vibration, because that's the vibration playing through you. So it's going to naturally force you to resonate. That's why I talk about music being very important about what you listen to, because if you're listening to heavy metal, that water science talks about heavy metal completely distorting the water crystals where none form. But classical creates beautiful crystals. What sound are you playing? Because if you're playing that, your body's going to start resonating with that, which means your body's going to take on that distortion if you're listening to heavy metal. But if you're listening to positive music, to positive frequencies, your body's going to take that on, which means your body's going to have a positive effect, a healthy effect. Whereas the heavy metal is going to create a low vibrational, distorted effect. And when you're distorted, you're not going to be able to have the healthiest version of self. Because your body, the water in you, the vibration of you is distorted. Doesn't mean you can't be healthy, but it's not your highest version of health. So sound is another tool that you can look into for healing, for protection, for health, for motivation, for wealth, for affirmations, all these different things. Again, if you do look into sound more, solfeggio tones. Solfeggio tones are the ancient ones that are really trusted. And just be aware that when you use them, they have effects. And then if you do go to Google or on Google or YouTube or these different platforms and you type in 639 hertz solfeggio, some of them are overlaid with other frequencies. You want pure tones. It's okay if they're overlaid with waves or nature music or these other things, but be aware of the other frequencies that are put in there, because the frequencies all do things, and some frequencies are not in balance with who you should be vibrationally. And some people are making these without understanding all of the frequencies in total. So you want to understand the frequency you're using. You want to look through the comments. Does it tell me it only uses this hertz, or are there other ones? And then if you find those, research them. Why does it use this tone? Why does it use this one and this one and this one? And research them, because you don't want to listen to something that puts you in a frequency that's not of your highest interest for what you're trying to achieve. Like I said, your body has to align to what you're listening to. If you're listening to frequencies that are not of your highest good for the task you're trying to achieve, it's going to affect you. So if you're listening to 639 hertz to open your heart chakra, but it's layered with lower frequencies, those lower frequencies might be causing other issues, which is why you want to find pure tones if you can, and be very conscious of what you're listening to. It's the whole idea around music. Some classical, some other music can have a different response to the crystals in water. Some classical creates beautiful crystals, some doesn't, depending on how harsh it is, because it's a different frequency, a different tone, and layered with different things with all the instruments. So be careful when you're doing that. Sound is there to help us. It's there to heal us. It's there to help us on our journey. It's a tool. But we have to be conscious of what we're listening to. It's the same thing as eating high vibrational food, is making sure you are eating high vibrational food. Just because something is plant-based or vegan does not mean it's healthy. I believe I talk about that in the food section, that if you go to the store and you buy something from the freezer section because it says it's vegan, turn the ingredients over. Look at all the chemicals that are in it. Most of them are going to have other stuff in it, and it's still technically vegan or plant-based. All the salt, all the sugars. One of the surprising things for me when I went on the plant-based journey was how much sugar is in vegan products. And there's this idea that because they're vegan, they're good for you. It's not the truth. It's the same with sound. You want to understand the frequencies you're listening to, because your body is consuming them. So if you're listening to music that is like heavy metal, maybe you want to rethink that. Maybe you want to try listening to music that is happier and lighter and has better tones to it, because those frequencies affect you. And then if you go to listen to pure frequencies to do spiritual work, to do chakra openings, to do cleansings, to raise your vibration, when you put it against a salt bath to change the vibration of the tub, or using it for manifestation, etc., understand what you're consuming. Are you consuming a pure frequency, or are you consuming something that's layered? And maybe it's not layered maybe it's layered purposefully to help you for a certain situation, like I did with my cyst. Or maybe it's layered because there are sounds out there that are layered with things to make you think it's helping you, to think, oh, this is a heart chakra opening, but the other sounds are in there to shift you in different ways that you don't understand. So that's why we always have to be careful when it comes to sound and playing it. I'm playing heart tones right now, but why we have to be careful when it comes to sound and what we play in our environment, because those frequencies affect everything. So hopefully that helps everybody. Sound frequency is a tool. Solfeggio tones, if you're starting out, are the most trusted ancient ones, in that there are more being discovered. But just like with everything we do as we recover ancient knowledge, everything we do has to be done consciously with the understanding of what we're doing. So use it as a tool, raise your vibration, heal yourself, open your chakras, etc. And good luck on your journey. Thank you for watching. I'm grateful for each and every one, and I love all of you.